You create your own reality, or a pendulum creates your reality for you. Hello, Transurfers and the Transurfing Curious. I am Renee Garcia, and this is TransurfingTV, and I'm getting back to the basics today. Transurfing 101, pendulums. I am seeing so many people just getting ripped apart by pendulums in their reality right now, and that is really not good, because when you got a pendulum ripping you apart and taking all your energy, you have very, very little energy left to create your own reality and actually do what it is that you want to do in this world, which will connect you with what it is you intend to have in this life. So either you get it, right? Or the pendulums get it. Either you create your own reality, or a pendulum creates your reality for you. And I know that's a super disturbing thought, but I'm seeing this everywhere I go, and it is not pretty. So in this video, I am going to talk about what pendulums are exactly, what types of pendulums there are, what they do, how they captivate us, what that means for us, and how to take back control. So first off, what is a pendulum? Well, a pendulum is pretty much anything that needs human thought energy to survive. We know the big ones, right? Media, politics, social media, religion, the workforce, the education system, our social structure, our blueprint that we kind of adhere to as human beings, right? You go to school, and then you go to college, and then you get married, and then you have a kid, and you get the job, and you buy the house. This is a pendulum. I'm not saying it's bad. If it's for you, that's good. If it's not for you and it's caused you problems in your life, then that's when the pendulum probably got the better end of the bargain, so to speak. Anything that has to do with you participating in a way that takes energy from you, money from you, thoughts from you, time from you, anything that is going to accept a payment of something energetically on your behalf, or demand a payment rather. So how do pendulums work exactly? Well, pendulums work kind of like the pendulum that you've seen in the movie, The Hypnotist, that is like got a crystal or a coin or some other little object on the end of a little string, and they kind of go, "You are getting sleepy, you are getting sleepy." So this is very representative of what a pendulum does to us, because it hypnotizes us, it captivates us via our emotions, and it distracts us from what our ultimate intentions are. But getting back to how it moves, let's take the media, for example. So let's say the media in the 1950s, right, on TV. You had nightly news in the evening. I think it was a 15-minute show with so-and-so, and every night he came on for 15 minutes. He told you the world news in 15 minutes, and then it was done, and you didn't see it until the next day. Okay, and let's say there was a few 100,000 people that tuned into that. So that got going via that few 100,000 people that watched, right? They gave it the energy to start its swing. And then over the next, let's say 70 years, it gathered more and more energy via more participants, more view time, more thought energy, more tuning in, all that stuff. And the pendulum just started swinging higher and higher and higher. And the scope of the pendulum swinging reached way more people than when it initially started, because now we have all sorts of media, newspapers, and social media and stuff all the time, 24/7 news. So this is a pretty biblical pendulum. Like this is huge and really is like one of the most, in my opinion, violent and relentless pendulums there are in our society today. And it's captivated the attention of billions of people now, right? So how does this pendulum hook us exactly, or any pendulum? Let's just say the top three that we can think of: politics, religion, media. So they will present to us information that will trigger some emotion internally, which gets us invested in the thing. It gets us interested, it gets us emotionally connected, and it gets an exchange going back and forth. Okay, that's why we stay in it. If we weren't getting anything from the pendulum, it wouldn't hook us in the first place. Just like for women, they're not into sports, right? Because that pendulum, that sports pendulum, doesn't hook them emotionally in the same way that it hooks men. Now, for the beauty pendulum, right? The Sephora pendulum or the makeup pendulum, that's not going to hook men in the same way that it's going to hook women, because the bottom line here is it has to do with the importance of the emotion that it triggers internally. So the three big ones: religion, politics, and media. They all have a set of rules in which the adherents are governed by. Okay, and this is kind of not negotiable. If you're not with us, then you're against us. And this creates even more violent activity from the pendulums, because then you have battling pendulums, you have polarization, you have people that are for religion, people that are against it, battling each other, different political parties battling each other, people that are pro-media, people that are anti-media, battling each other. So the best way to get a pendulum off of you, or to stop that energetic exchange, is to first recognize what you are getting from the pendulum. Is this worth it, right? A lot of people that are tuned into the media pendulum right now, they ain't getting jack, right? All they're getting is sleepless nights, anxiety, headaches. It's not doing anything good for anyone. So stop, wake up. I see myself, I see my reality. Look at what pendulum you are involved with in that moment and ask yourself, what am I getting from this pendulum? And is this a good deal for me? Now, if you feel that it's not a good deal for you and all you are getting is negative, then it's time to start to sever the ties. And the best way to sever the ties is to stop giving it your energy. So getting back to what I was saying, that being involved with a pendulum is kind of like a dance. It's kind of like a two-way road. You got two channels. You got one going into the pendulum, and you got the pendulum having a channel going directly to you. So one channel is you're feeding that pendulum your energy, your thought energy, your action, your money, your whatever. And the other channel is what the pendulum is giving you in return. Now, this is why there are so many people unhappy in this world today, is because most of those deals, most of those two-way channels aren't getting the same amount of information or benefits or positivity going back and forth. You're putting a lot in, you're not getting a lot back. So if you are not getting a lot back from the pendulums that you are connected to today, then it is time to start the process of at least calling out which ones that you're like, enough, this ain't working for me. Now remember, pendulums, what they typically, how they harm us in the reality transurfing modality is, one, they can send us into an induced transition. This means you're feeling good about life, you're feeling great. Let's say you've had a good day and things have been going your way, and then you get home and you turn on the news and it's all bad, and it makes you feel bad, and it brings your energy level down, it brings your thought frequency down, it makes you start thinking negative thoughts, and then before you know it, you are going into an induced transition. You are going away from the wave of success or the wave of fortune, and it is going to take you energy to get yourself back up to your normal mode of being. So this is kind of how it works with pendulums. You got life tracks, right? And if you can manage to find yourself on a higher one, you will be happy, getting the things you want, so on and so forth. If a pendulum comes for you, let's say the media, or an angry parent, or a dissatisfied spouse, or somebody that wants something from you that you don't want to give, or somebody that's creating a problem in your reality, and they come for you and they captivate you and they get your energy, well, they are going to knock you down off that track, and you're going to fall down to one of these lower ones where less of what you want exists and a lower frequency exists and a not so pleasant reality exists, right? So the key is to lessen your levels of importance surrounding the pendulums so they have nothing to hook onto and can't send you down into an induced transition. This is what transurfing is all about. This is you taking your energy back for yourself and not letting pendulums manipulate you or put you on a roller coaster of emotions, sending you up and down and up and down and up and down. This is you setting the intent to exist on the track that is good for you, that you work at to keep on via positive thought quality, and not allowing pendulums to come in and distract you, knock you off, lower your frequency, give you bad information, give you something that isn't necessarily good for you and your intentions. So before this video gets too long, I'm going to wrap it up. What pendulums are on you today, and what pendulums could you do without? If you cannot do without them entirely, try to lower how much energy they're getting from you and see what this does for your mindset and your reality. And if you can really, really, really get into managing your pendulums properly, you will be able to create your own reality and use that energy to do awesome stuff that is going to affect you in a positive way starting today. So let me know your thoughts, everyone. And this was my pendulums video. Thanks, guys. Bye.